Good morning, everyone. Today's our topic is treatment of perineal tear. In continuation with the complete perineal tear, now we will see the treatment part. So, treatment one is preventive and one is operative treatment. So, we will first see the preventive treatment. So, in preventive treatment, more attention should be given to the controlled delivery of the head of the fetus. So, during vaginal delivery, there should be perineal support should be given so that tear has not to be patient will not suffer from the perineal tear, and whenever required, episiotomy has to be done so that the tear should not be there. Again, delivery by extension should be avoided. Delivery by early extension should be avoided. Again, flexion of head should be maintained until the subocciput area comes out under the symphysis pubis, so that the lesser diameter, that is suboccipital-frontal diameter, will be emerged through the introitus. Means the minimal diameter will come out of the vaginal introitus, and it will not cause that much injury to the perineum, so that major injury will not be there to the mother. Again, spontaneous forcible delivery of the head should be avoided, and it should not to ask the patient to early bear down during and when the patient is not in contraction. Whenever contraction is there, assuring the patient not to bear down during contraction. Whenever the contraction is there, she should not bear down in initial stages. In early bear down should not be promoted in the patient. And again, to deliver the head in between the contraction is the good method, so that it will minimize injury to the vagina also, cervix also, and perineum also. And the episiotomy has to be performed whenever needed, and to take care during delivery of the shoulders, as biacromial diameter is the wider diameter, and it has to be emerged out of the introitus, so it will cause injury to the perineal area also, perineum also. So care has to be taken during the delivery. So operative management, we will see. So in operative management, basically sphincteroplasty with perineoplasty is the best operation. Pre-operative investigations, routine investigation has to be done. Pre-operative preparations in this, patient should be admitted 3 days prior to the operation. Again, low residual diet like milk and bread and lime whey, it should be given 2 days prior to the surgery. Best time of the operation is within the 24 hours of the injury, and preferably time is 3 to 6 months or after injury in chronic cases. So, local infection should be nilled by giving antibiotics. General health should be taken care of by proper nutrition, and babies can be kept at home whenever the duration is 3 to 6 months after the injury. Pre-operative investigation, we are already seeing routine investigation in for stool infestation. We have to look for to investigate for. Again, uh, no enema should be given in the morning of the operation, and 2 days prior enema should be given, and low residual diet is advised. So operation, we can see Warren flap method. This is the diagram, these are the photos. This is the representation. You can see. So what are the stages? The first one, two Ellis tissue forceps are placed on the either side of the fused rectovaginal mucosa and are retracted laterally by assistant. Second stage step, an inverted V-shaped incision is made over the fused mucosa extending from one end to other. Two Ellis forceps are placed on the either side on the lower end of labia minus. Incision over the fused mucosa extended upwards from each end up to the lower end of the labia minora. The posterior vaginal wall is dissected off from the rectum, and the rectum is well mobilized. Two more Ellis forceps are placed beyond the skin dimple on the either side of the incision is made from each end of the fused mucosa downwards over the skin dimple. The incision line now looks almost to the letter H. Torn end of the anal sphincter of each side is held by Alice forceps and well mobilized. So this is again to Alice forceps. It is almost done, and it is like letter H. The rectal wall is in repair. The rectal wall is sutured by interrupted sutures with polydiagonal, and again the pararectal fascia is approximated over the first layer by interrupted sutures using the same suturing material. So rectal wall is sutured by interrupted sutures, and then pararectal fascia is sutured over the first layer by interrupted sutures. Next one is sphincteroplasty. The torn end of the sphincter ani externals are approximated in front of the repaired rectum by a figure of 8 suture using polydiagonal 2.0 thread. This is enforced by one or two interrupted sutures. The result of repair of this ES is either by an overlapping or an end-to-end approximation method are the same. And then the redundant portion of the vaginal mucosa is excised, and two or three interrupted sutures are placed through fibromuscular tissues of perineal body using vicryl number 1, number 0. The rest of the steps are like that of the perineoplasty we had seen earlier. So this is about the operative method. As far as homeopathy is concerned, whenever the first and second stage is there of perineal tear, we can treat with homeopathy medicine. Whenever the laceration is there, we can use by local calendula, we can use arnica, we can give, and it will cause healing to the tissues. Again, hope you have understood the topic. Now, please, you are having any query, mention in the comment box. I'll try to resolve it. Thank you. Thank you very much.